Hey, welcome back to me being cheap. I am down here in a utility room, so pardon the noise. We've got air conditioner over here. It's been super hot. That thing's been running non-stop. Today's topic is why I really don't like freezers. So this is a small little upright freezer. It's a manual defrost. Those of you who have been a long-term subscriber know that I prefer a manual defrost because your food actually lasts longer in it. Well, I'm actually not a real fan of freezers to begin with. And as you can see, there's a little bit of staining on the floor here. Yeah, so this is the freezer that I use to stage my trays that go in the freeze dryer, at least this top shelf. And this is eggs. I've got to throw this out. What happened is I went to put in the second layer of trays for the eggs, and I don't know if these slid or if this little bin down here slid, but what happened is the door was cracked open. It popped open and was cracked open a little bit, and there used to be a lot more ice up here, and that all defrosted and it ran into these trays. You can see it's a big mess back there. And then I've got stuff that ran down the sides. It's disgusting. And so I'm lucky that this food did not spoil. This is mostly deer meat, and again, I keep this top tray for, or this top shelf for my freeze dryer trays. And then I have cheese over here in the door, and then I have a few miscellaneous things like this guacamole. When you find it on sale, it freezes nicely. So I'm lucky. This stuff, it thawed out slightly. It was still cool when I discovered it. Less than 24 hours, or maybe right at 24 hours, but about one day, and this freezer had defrosted, and it was only open just a crack. And that's one reason why I'm not a fan of freezers, because you're paying continuously for the electricity to store the food, and then you risk what happens if your number one, what if your freezer goes bad and you don't know it, or like what happened to me, like the door popped open just a crack and you don't notice. You risk losing all this. Or what if you have some sort of disaster, or the power gets cut out for quite a bit of time? I mean, yeah, you could run this off of a generator, but that's not a long-term solution. So this is a disgusting mess. I've got to clean this today. I've got, in the adjacent room, I have a cooler. So what I'm going to do is basically turn this off. Turn that off, and then I got to put everything in the cooler. And then I've got a little hose here that drains over into the sump pump. Right now I have it hooked up to the dehumidifier, but I can hook that up. I think there's like a hose that pops out here on the front. There's a drain in the bottom. But yeah, this is a flippin' mess. And there's like egg juice water down in the bottom. I mean, it's disgusting. So I'm actually not a real fan of freezers. My choice would be to either freeze dry this meat or can it. That way it's already cooked and ready to go. That way you do the work once, you've done the energy on it once, and it's good to sit on your shelf. But some people like to be able to grab the meat out of the freezer. So, and I understand stuff in the freezer is probably better, but anyhow, just a thought for those of you that are getting into food storage. Just think about what the best option is. Honestly, on the cheese, I haven't come up with a real good option other than the freezer. I have freeze dried some cheese. It's okay, like if you're going to stir it in to a casserole or something like that, but probably it's not going to rehydrate the same as what you would think. All right, well, I better get busy. I'm going to let this defrost out. Michael and I have got to run to a lumber company. It's a couple towns away, so I'm going to let this do its thing while we're gone. I'll check back in with you later. Thanks for watching. All right, We have 3 coolers worth of food from the freezer. And these are some cinnamon rolls from the freezer. We'll probably thaw those out and maybe have them for breakfast in the morning. And here we are. So we hooked the drain hose up to a garden hose. And for those of you who are new to freezer defrosting, if you reach under your freezer, and you'll have to take the piece of trim, this thing here, it goes down here. You have to take it off, reach up and under there, and most of them have this black hose, and this little hose adapter thing fits in there, and it's got hose threads on it, and then you can attach a garden hose. And this is the one that we use for the dehumidifier, but we have it running over here, and there's a sump pump back there that it's draining into. So this is it. This is the nasty mess that we have going on. We unplugged it. Just gonna let it do its thing. Here's a pro tip. It's best if you shim it up in the front so that your melting water will run to the back here, and then go down the drain, which is right there in the middle, instead of running out the front. Now, we've already got a mess on the floor, and due to that thaw out that we had with all that nasty egg, we're gonna have to move this freezer anyway. This floor is really gross. I mean, there's all kinds of sludge and stuff, so we're gonna have to scrub the concrete. Anyhow, that's it for now. I will check back in with you later. Thanks for watching. Alright, welcome back. So, this is the freezer. We left it for the afternoon. It's unplugged right now, so the light's not on. Most of the ice is out. There's some chunks here. I think I could probably lift those up. But this is what we're left with. And most importantly, I'd like to show you that by using some shims, and what we did was break off some craft sticks, or their popsicle sticks, made a layer about 6 sticks thick, and we just shimmed it to where the water went to the back, and then that way you didn't have all the nasty water running out of the front. So most of the water went through the drain hose and then out to the sump pump. So I have my clean water here and a basket of rags, and these are just cleaning rags that I have, and because I don't have a sink down here in the basement, I'll just have to go and rinse these rags out. But I'm gonna get started. One of the first things I'm going to do is get these ice blobs out. Alright, thanks for watching, and I will check back in with you later. Alright, welcome back. The freezer is clean. For those of you that may be curious, I am using some ammonia-free Glass Plus. It seemed to do a pretty good job. I did get this on clearance from Dillon's. That's also that's our Kroger affiliate out here in Kansas. And then I just used these microfiber cloths. I usually use these for washing the cars and other odd jobs. And I think I got a pack of these from Walmart. There's probably about 20 of them. Probably got that probably about 15 years ago. So anyway, this is clean. Door is clean. What I need to do now, I'm going to pour a little bit of disinfectant down this drain hole, because I do use this hose in here for my dehumidifier, and since there was some some egg juice in there, I don't want that to stink really bad. So I am going to pour some disinfectant down the drain, and then I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this piece down here and get the little face plate put on, and then get this going. Let's see, I'll turn this back on. Well, it turns on. That's a good sound. Oop, number 6 is still dirty. Gotta have this on 7. Alright, so we'll get the rags and the cleaner out and let this start getting cold. And like I said, I do have a little bit more work to do with some disinfectant and reassembling this down here, and then I'll start loading it back up. Alright, catch up with you later. Hey guys, welcome back. We are done with the freezer clean out, And this shelf here, it's a little messy. I was letting some of this stuff refreeze, and then I think I may relocate it to a different freezer. So did things a little bit differently. I have the specialty cuts of venison stored upright in this one, and then I have all the ground on this shelf, and then all the cheese I have put it in this basket. This is solid block cheese, and I have decided that I want to use this shelf for my freeze dryer prep because it gives me more room. Like if I have to come in here and pour eggs or milk or something into these trays, I have more room to work with. So I'm going to reserve this shelf, and then plus if I have another mishap, such as like a tray of eggs turning over, then I don't have that much to clean up except for the bottom. And down here I've got all the long summer sausages and neck roast for the deer, and then back there in the back in the butcher paper I have some shanks and some long bones. The long bones we're reserving for bone broth. So that's it with this little freezer. And over here, whew, Michael's coming downstairs. I hear him. So down here we have the butter. I had to take all of it out of the paper wrappers because the wrappers had gotten yucky, or the cartons anyway. The wrappers, these internal wrappers are fine. And then kept the bag, shredded cheese in the door. This guacamole, it's going in the freeze dryer after the turkey. I'll put the guacamole in, and then some more shredded cheese in the bottom. But that's it. Thanks for watching.